All right, I hope this worked. Hello,
Hello.
welcome. I hope everyone's having a grand Sunday so far. It has been just a whirlwind of fun and activities this weekend. I'm super excited to get to dive back into the game and the world of Mirror Agents and showing off a little bit of Winter Rabbit and some other new stuff we haven't tried out yet. But just also, again, welcome back, David. I think you're, besides my dad and a couple other folks, you have been the most reoccurring guest,
Yes.
IRL guest, I should say.
You bring me on every couple of months.
I would do it more if I could get this set up easier, but
I get
it. But yeah, so since we last tried, I know we're blocking the Mirror Agents game, but it's because there's some big news that happened with Winter Rabbit a couple of months ago.
If you're really into the board game hobby kind of industry, you've probably already heard, but Winter Rabbit 2 weeks ago now,
2 weeks
at the Origin Game Fair, Winter Rabbit won Light Strategy Game of the Year, which is pretty massive. It's one of the higher kind of honors in the board game industry, and we're still trying to just absorb it and make sense of it, because we getting nominated, that was a huge honor for us. We were excited about that. We never expected to win. We didn't go to the conventions. They're like, oh, they honored us. They nominated. That's great. And then a friend at the con was there, and he sent us a picture of the presentation they were doing where they said that we won. It was just just gobsmacked.
So you didn't even get an advance notice, hey, by the way, you might want to.
We found out as it was being announced at the con from our friend who was at the con. And then I want to say 2 days later is when they released the press release with the official "Here's who won." And then we got an email after the press release was released saying, "Hey, you won." So
good order.
Weird order there, but I mean, regardless, yeah, it's amazing. And if you go, I'm not sure if you can still find the nominee list on their site, but I can't remember all of them. There was about 10 or 11 games in the category. Finspan from Stonemaier was one of them. Diatoms from Little Liminal, which I actually played that last night with some friends. It's an amazing game as well. Check out Diatoms from Little Liminal if you haven't. But yeah, there was some good competition, and Winter Rabbit won, and it's still amazing. We're gonna get some stickers made that we can slap on all the boxes we sell. Origin Award winner. It's yeah. You can't tell I'm still processing and very excited about it.
I'm so freaking excited and happy for you on this. That is a huge achievement, especially when you're going up with, very, not saying that you're not established. You've been making games for several years.
We are still we're very small.
Yeah, I mean, especially compared to Stonemaier. Yeah. I mean, that is that is a household name among at least hobbyists, at least I would feel like, but. But yeah, that is super amazing. I'm super happy and proud for you all. So yeah, and I highly encourage you, if you can find this in your local store or go to their website. And unfortunately, silly me, I did not set up the timer to put your website up every 30 minutes, but it's Absurdist Productions.
Absurdistproductions.com.
Yeah.
Is our website in our web store. It is in distribution, so go to your friendly local game shop. If they don't carry it, you can ask them to order it. And hopefully then they will carry it. That'd be great too.
Yeah. And actually just, we talked, what the game, the award of the game, but what is the game about that helped earn it?
Right. So Winter Rabbit, this was kind of a passion project for Will Thompson, the co-owner of Absurdist Productions and the primary designer of Winter Rabbit here. Winter Rabbit is a game set in Cherokee folklore. And Will is Cherokee. Kinder Swafford and Johnny Ketcher, the illustrator and graphic designer, are also both Cherokee. And we hired a cultural consultant / translator, G.W. Webster, who also translated the game. So if you can see on the box here, it says Winter Rabbit. Right above it, this is that written in Cherokee. The game comes with all the components of the box, including a second rule book, so that if you speak Cherokee, the game can be played entirely in Cherokee. And it's a it's, how to describe it? It's an indigenous take on the concept of a 4X game. So whereas a classic 4X game is, they're typically kind of war games, they are steeped very much from a colonial point of view. That's just the nature of them. We love them. Will loves them. It's one of the things that inspired this. Was he loves those kind of games, but like, how can I take parts of what I like about those games, but then see it from a indigenous point of view, from a Cherokee point of view, and make a game that's just as fun. And so that's kind of where Winter Rabbit came from. So it's a semi-co-op game. You're working together to try to prepare your village for winter. Rabbit the trickster is lazy, so he's trying to steal resources and generally cause chaos so that he can survive winter because he doesn't really care about you. But while you're working together, competition is also a big thing among the Cherokees. So you're also scoring points by taking various actions. And depending on how selfish or selfless your actions are, is going to determine kind of how many points you get. So assuming that you work together well enough to prepare for winter, at the end of the game, whoever was the most helpful to the village is typically going to be the winner.
Typically.
There are cases, depending on how people balance things out. But usually the person who was the most helpful, and a lot of times, there's times where you end up helping. Sometimes if you help the other players too much, they might get ahead of you. So that sometimes if you're too helpful, they pass you by.
And in this, the Terrapin is by far my favorite group to play as. Like even during playtesting, it's like that's me. We can show.
We will actually show some of the components on this. I mean, the cover itself is just gorgeous, but all of the illustration, Kendra Swafford is a fine artist out of Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and all the illustrations she did watercolors, and then we scanned them, or she scanned them in to put them in the game. So that's the board. It just popped. So gorgeous.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And Johnny Ketcher's graphic design on top of it, the use of colors that we worked with is amazing. And then my fresh unopened copy.
Oh my goodness.
We packaged everything. There's no plastic in this. So all the cards, all things are either cloth bagged or paper sleeves to hold everything together. Which is something we're looking at doing a little bit more of that kind of stuff in the future. But so Otter, I like Otter a lot. There's Terrapin. So DC's favorite.
Yeah.
Will is a big fan of Possum. And Otter is one of my favorites. And then I actually really enjoy playing Deer, which I don't know what led me to that, but I end up playing Deer a lot of times when I play the game. And just the game came out looking beautiful. All the concepts behind it came together so well, and I love it so much. I'm so happy with how it came out, and then the fact that we won the award is just amazing.
Yeah, it's exactly, and I'm so happy that. Again, I'm just honored I got to see it from its inception to finished product.
Yeah.
It's been amazing to see the each step of the way, how it's come along, and the little changes and some of the big changes that have come out over the years. Like how many years?
I want to say Will started working on this one either 2018 or 2019 is when he the very earliest kind of I want to say 2018 was the very earliest kind of prototypes of it. And then we kickstarted it in 2024. It delivered in early 2025.
Nice. Yeah. And and speaking of Kickstarters, a little bit of a segue. We did try to promote Mirror Agents.
Yes.
We didn't try. We did promote Mirror Agents. But then there was a Kickstarter for that, and was that about April this year?
April of this year, and sadly, the Mirror Agents Kickstarter did not fund. In fact, it was the worst. It did the worst of any campaign that we've run, which we were surprised about. But we did some surveying of backers and of our audience, and learned a lot of things about so that we will eventually publish this game. Learned a lot of things to kind of improve how we're going to go with it. The game itself is essentially done. We might make some minor tweaks here and there, but it's essentially done. But one of the things we did not do a good enough job of is helping people to understand what the game is. And then also we did not do a good good enough job. And this is one of the side effects of being a very small company, because Absurdist Productions is essentially just me, my design partner Will Thompson, and then we hire freelance artists for everything. Um, but we did not do a good enough job targeting the marketing and finding the audience that wants this game. And Kickstarter is at a point now where you can't just build it and they will come. You have to go to them and say, hey, the thing exists. And we did not do a good enough job of that. So.
And yes, yeah, Mac, yeah, the Winter Rabbit did have incredible art. And I am super impressed with this art, especially, so for so many years, so many playtests that we did at the store, at Loot XP. Yeah. This game was, I mean, it didn't even start with a board. Right?
No, this one, and this one I actually started working on in 2017. And this game, I have learned so much while designing this game. Since I started working on this game. We designed and published Paleovet. We designed and published Winter Rabbit.
Churrascaria?
Churrascaria predated it.
Okay.
It's actually why this game exists, was partially for Churrascaria. And even the 18 card games, which we'll talk about a little bit later, they were also designed while I was still working on this one. So a lot of years of working on this game, and it's gone through so many different iterations. This final version, both Will and I were super proud of it. It's a great game. We just did not do a good enough job of convincing people, helping people understand what is this game and why it is great.
Yes. So, and out of all the games, like I feel like that I got to try back at the store, this game, Churrascaria, I'm going to butcher that pronunciation, but I'm going to try my best. And also the War Briggs game, those are my top three. Like every time that you were bringing that by, I was like, I want in on that game. Tell me when there's an opening.
And that last one will eventually come back. I've got some ideas for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like we can kind of get started. Okay. So if you want to start with a little bit of the intro about what is the game and what are you trying to do?
Yeah. So Mirror Agents is a 2-player dual hidden movement game. And what that means is we are both rival spy masters. We have this main board that we are working on, and then we each have a player screen, and behind it, we have a matching board. On the main board, we are openly moving our guards, see them, which we're using to hunt our opponent. And then we are secretly moving our agents behind the screens, trying to avoid our opponent and complete our secret objectives, which we each have one of these little secret objective cards. We complete those secret objectives by completing these missions that are out in the middle, and we're competing for these. So, if I'm working towards this one and DC's working to this one, whoever managed to finish it first, there are others in the deck, so you have some other options. But, if your opponent completes the one you're going after, it's going to mess with your plans a little bit. And then all of the play is done by playing cards from your hand. And these cards basically are, the various actions you can take, whether it's moving your agent, manipulating intel on the board, moving things around, sometimes moving your opponent's guard, that sort of thing.
And I'm going to switch scenes here real quick to kind of do a bit of
show and tell
of this. Yeah. So if you're able to read it and talk about it a little bit, the Saboteur.
So that's the Saboteur. Who, as you can see, is walking away from a beautiful explosion.
Like Good Star Heroes.
Yeah, the Escordova, the artist for this one, she, again, amazing work. She's a local artist here in Oklahoma City. But the Saboteur lets you swap all intel between your location and a connected location. It just gets to moving things around the board. The Handler. This is one of the most important cards, because the Handler is what allows you to complete a mission by being on the location that matches the mission type and then spending the required intel to complete it. The Cleaner, and I love how this one
goes as well. Yes, I love her art.
The Cleaner is going to remove all intel from one location, either your location or location you're connects to. You get to keep one, and the rest gets discarded. The Analyst lets you move around, swap the cards on the mission decks to manipulate them a little bit, so you can either stymie your opponent or hopefully get a mission that's a little easier for you to accomplish.
Was that in our game last time?
It was.
Okay, I just never used them.
Yeah, there are 8 different 8 different assets, as these are called. And depending on the player, you'll use some more than others.
Yeah,
The courier. Oh, I also love the art of that one.
Yes.
Courier moves all of one type of intel to or from your location and a connected location. So it lets you, again, move things around. The decoy, which I love, she got the very like Marlene Dietrich 1940 look on this one that I love. This one lets you move your opponent's guard if they're in a space connected to you. Then we have the collector. Collector is another one that gets used a lot. This one lets you pick up all the intel at your current location. And then the transporter.
Not Jason Statham.
No. But the man who's going to move your agent from one location to another on the board. And the thing about these assets is when you play an asset, your opponent gets to know what you played. And then they can see what effect that may have had on the board. And so you use what assets your opponent played and what effect they had on the board to try to track where you think they are and where you think they're going.
Yeah, that's a little bit of this track here that you can see. And also, Chris, yes, agree. Every agent game needs a cleaner.
Yes.
But yeah, so basically this, I'm playing as a copper. So I'm going to be moving my guy around like this. And as he is playing cards, I'm going to take his little figure and put him kind of where I think he might be along his side of the board that I have behind my screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're constantly trying to track where do you want to get to, where do you think your opponent thinks you are, where you think your opponent is, and where your opponent thinks you think they are. So a lot of bluffing, a lot of double bluffing. It's a game where a lot of it is happening inside your head as you're kind of thinking, tracking everything. Yes, that is public. Okay. So a lot of information is happening in your head, which that's kind of part of the problem we had too. Is a lot of our previous stuff either, very basic how to play, or people were watching us play, but they couldn't understand what was going on because so much of what's going on, it's not to say our game is like chess, but similar to chess, where most of the game is happening in your head, and then you're making very simple actions to do things on the board.
And switching the scene again is just this is what's on the backside of our character scene. So that's why it's like if I'm looking down at this a little bit, it's because there is a lot of information that's back here on our screen. So it kind of explains a little bit of how the game works and what you can do as well. Yeah,
I'm a big believer in reference sheets of some kind. And so in Mirror Agents, your player screen doubles as a player aid. So it's got the, what you do in your agent phase, what all of your asset cards can do, and then what you do in your guard phase. So that, you can either look at your cards for what your assets can do, or look on the board. And if you need a reminder of, hey, what do I do on my turn? It's there on the player screen to kind of help you move along. And then, of course, we got the rule book as well that you can reference.
Anything else that you can think of? And by the way, unfortunately, this camera is attached to the thing. So if you move the table, it also moves
it'll bump a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry. I do my best on these streams to try to make everything as, good and professional as I can, but my skills are far from the typical, I would say, board game streamer with a very dedicated setup.
Yes,
this is all done in like 2 hours before stream.
But no, it's going to work for us. So to get into a few other things on the board here, so on your turn, you have an agent phase where you can use 2 of your asset cards to move your agent and or do various things with the board. And then you have your guard phase where your guard will move a location on the board as you try to hunt your opponent. Each of these locations has little intel tokens on them. When you collect intel, it goes to your safe house. The safe house is public information. Your opponent knows what intel you've collected. So that gives them a hint at what missions you might be trying to complete because they know what intel you've got. And then when your guard moves onto a location, he tries to clean up the intel. But then this game has the mechanics kind of like a reverse pandemic. Whenever a location is cleared off of all intel, intel of its color is generated at all connecting locations. So the intel landscape on the board is going to be constantly changing as we manipulate the board in various ways. And so you can use that. You always know, like, the game is imperfect information. The only randomness is which of our objective cards we had and how these 5 decks are shuffled. They have 5 cards each. After that, we have essentially the same information, other than I know exactly where I am and he knows exactly where he is. And otherwise, we have identical information that we're using to try to figure out what are we doing, like who's trying to do what, and try to complete our missions. The first player to complete the missions required on their objective. DC, I'm gonna have you look away real quick so I can show them my objective card. So here's my objective card. You'll notice up top, it's got 2 icons. That's 2 missions down here that I have to complete. Once I have both of those, then I can complete this bottom section. The first person who completes the bottom section of their objective card wins the game. Alternatively, if you catch your opponent 3 times, you can win the game that way as well.
You stinker catching me that last fluffy time.
Yes, the last time we played this, I did win the game that way. So DC, would you?
I can see again.
Yes, you can see again.
I see. I have my I have my phone with the screen, so I had to face it away.
No, I get it. And would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Yes. I will love to go first.
And the very first round, we do not move. We do not do a guard phase because if you can move your guard on the first game round, it gives the first player an advantage. So guards do not move in the first round. You will just have your agent phase.
Okay, so I choose and play a single card.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Play
and then the second.
Yeah, play the first one, resolve it. Play the second one, resolve it.
I'm playing my transporter.
So he's moving somewhere.
And then I'm going to play my, and I'm okay if you know, actually, you know what? I'm okay if you know this.
Okay.
And each location have a max of 4 intel on it?
5.
Okay. Oh, I see the little stacks then.
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, then I am going to have a courier move all of one type of intel to or from your agent's location and a single connected location. So I'm going to do this.
Okay.
And bring it here.
And so since that green location there was cleared off, it's going to spawn intel here, here, and here. And based on that, most likely DC moved right there. That's my current guess based on his actions.
Sure.
So that was his agent phase. Now it's going to move to my agent phase.
And no guard phase this time.
No guard phase this time.
Yes, quite fancy to Super Tech Boy.
And normally the game moves very quickly. We're going to go a little slower because we're going to be explaining everything we're doing to help you understand what we're doing and why.
And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, please feel free to poke along in chat or post along in chat.
I'm going to use a somewhat similar. I'm going to transport. Double check what missions I need to complete real quick. I'm going to transport.
Actually, that's important. Oh dear. Interesting.
And then I'm actually going to go ahead and use the cleaner. And I am going to clean this one. And so I get one of those, the other one gets discarded, and then that will generate intel there, there, and there. And so intel can be generated onto a location with a guard on it, but if a guard moves into a location with intel, the guard will clean it up. So that is my turn. Back to you.
All right. So this might come as a surprise, but I'm going to make a collection. So this will confirm where I'm at because you pick up all intel from your agent's location, which, ta-da, what a great sense of deduction. You should be a detective instead of a spy.
And that will create some more intel on the board.
And then I am going to play the courier to move all of one type of intel to or from another location And I need to double check one quick thing on my mission. And now, are these connected? Because I do see
They are not connected by that. So
Okay.
this line here, which is on the main board, there's one here as well, and is not on our smaller boards. That is a shortcut that only the guard can use. The guard can move through that, and the decoy ability can go through that, but nothing else goes through it. So our agents can't, intel cannot.
I appreciate you letting me know that. So in that case, I will instead make a move of my transport.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, obviously, this there's a lot of intel there, so him moving there could be a juicy treat. But I do get to move my guard on this turn, so it's probably not the best option for him. So I'm guessing
But I get to move my guard.
You get to move your guard right now.
Well,
so I'm guessing he did not go there.
So I'm going to say, I have a feeling that you might still be there. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out.
Okay. And so there wasn't any intel there to start with, so he did not generate any more. Now I have to do things. So
I'm so used to moving out of the way because of yesterday's stream. So I was like moving out of the way because I thought people were behind me. Also, I'm trying not to peek over there too much.
Yeah. Normally you would play this across from each other on the board, but because of our setup, we're having to do it a little bit differently. So that also to help you see kind of what we're doing here. Well, we're going to start with the decoy, which will let me move his guard. Assuming his guard is in a location next to me, which it is, I can then move his guard one location away from me.
Oh wait, isn't your agent here?
No, I transported last turn.
Oh, you did transport. Oh, right.
Transport. So we're going to go ahead and push his guard up to there, which will remove this yellow intel.
Yep.
But these starting locations do not generate intel. So no new intel is going to be generated there. And then I am going to collect from this location.
And then that does begin the spawning.
Yep. So we will make this
tasty.
The surveillance intel out on the board. And our 3 intel types are surveillance, assassination, and bribery. So, and then I get to move my guard. Said I'm pretty sure he's not here, but he might have been trying to bluff me.
Dang it. I'm kidding.
Okay. I figured. And make some intel. Back to you, sir.
Okay. So I will do the I'm gonna do the courier bit. Move all one type to my location, bringing this over right down here, which would generate
Yep.
And then collecting, please.
Yeah.
So I am almost full up, but I have plans for this juicy intel. And now when a guard catches you, do you lose intel?
You do not lose intel.
Okay.
But we each have 3 of our little agent meeples. And when a guard catches you, you give your opponent one of them to symbolize that agent got captured, and then you put one of your remaining agents on one of the starter locations on your side of the board. It can be either one, unless of course the guard's on one of them, because you can't start in the same location as the guard.
Okay, cool. I'm going to just crash this party here, and get rid of all that. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. If only we want to get DMCA for like Bond music or anything like that. By the way, First Light was a very
Probably as much as we can do without legal issues.
yeah.
I'm going to clean again, and we will clean this location. And then I am going to export. I have to move my guard, and my guard right here. Clean off that. But then we'll generate some more assassination intel around the board. Back to you.
I'm also going to use this as a potential helper thing. Keep me to pace. Okay. So I am going to first complete a mission.
Okay. And you complete a mission, he's got to use his handler. He also has to be on a location matching the mission type.
Oh, that is correct. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me legit.
So he will have to transport first.
Right.
But yeah, you must be on a location matching the mission you're trying to complete, and then have the required intel to complete it. Think of kind of like a pick-up deliver mechanic.
Oh my goodness.
So you've picked up the intel you need, then you have to deliver it to a specific location to complete the mission.
Okay. Now, can you decoy
guard across? Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I would like the guard to please scurry away, and I get to choose, correct?
Yeah. You get to move him one location away from you. So that will clear that off. Generate some bribery intel out there.
Okay. And then I will move.
Okay.
All right.
Then you have to move your guard.
And then I have to move my card. Holy hackaroozles. Well then let us go ahead and go here, because I have a feeling he has enough symbols to complete a surveillance mission. So I hope I'm heading in his direction. I assume I didn't catch you yet.
You did not capture me.
No.
Okay. Okay. So then back to me. So I am going to transport with my guy. And then I am going to clean to pick up all intel from here. I get to keep one. Try the rest, but then that will generate some more intel.
Which area did you clean? The green?
I cleaned this one.
Okay.
And so I transported and then I cleaned. And so what that tells him is that I have to be somewhere. Obviously, I can't be here. I've got to be on either this location, or potentially this location.
You mean this location?
Or that, yeah, well, that's what I said. So one of the, basically, or yeah, one of these three in order to have done what I did.
Got it. Okay. And then your guard.
Then I have to move my guard. Oh, okay.
Do you know?
I mean, you actually have the intel to do any of those three missions, so you're actually in a really good place to bluff me a little bit there. But so we're gonna go that way.
Cool. All right.
can't stop you this turn, but gonna try to stand your heels to harry you a bit.
A little bit. Um, and I don't have enough to do assassination, unfortunately.
Oh, you're right. You don't have the one of those, which yeah.
But the other two, yes.
But I'm guessing that you're going after that bribery mission.
I might be going after the bribery mission, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend that.
That's
So I spend the bribery mission requires 4 bribery tokens and 1 surveillance.
So at this particular moment, that tells me that he is on that exact location.
Now I remember like in an earlier incarnation of this, each mission was named, I think, right? Or am I misremembering?
At one point, the missions were named. We ended up just for space on the cards removing that, but then your objective cards themselves are named.
Yeah. And then I would like you to move a little bit away, aka here.
I'm gonna keep bouncing back and forth. Okay.
Yep.
And your guard, sir.
My guard is going to move. So here's the thing. I still have a feeling he's heading up there. So I in my mind, if I move here, it's going to create, more intel for him. I think he's here. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to collect the skedaddle. But and basically, I'm just debating, like, is he there or there? And I have a feeling he is there. So I'm not going to give him any free tokens there. So I'm going to move here instead. Okay. That's my thought process.
And I am not where you moved to, so your thought process might be correct.
Yes.
Cards there, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Yes.
No worries.
My cards.
I am going to go ahead and collect from the location where you thought I was.
Haha. Okay. Ding, ding, ding.
And then I am going to transport.
And if you don't move to there, I will pay you a shiny silver nickel after the end of the game.
And then I know exactly where he is, but I can't get my guard directly to there because he keeps using the decoy. But on the plus side, I'm forcing him to keep using his decoy. So, yeah, we're just going to keep moving over here and harass you a little bit more.
Yep. That's all fine and dandy.
And back to you.
So I am going to, it might seem a little plain this time, but it makes sense. I'm going to do a little bit more decoying. Please skedaddle. I need my space. It's not you, it's me. And then collector. And now I just need to get to a spot to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And now for guard. I mean, I'm assuming he's there, but he could have doubled back because he can do the assassinate mission. So I'm going to go ahead and actually do this.
Ah, my bluff failed. So he did capture my agent.
Uh-huh.
So my next turn, I will start on either this location or this location. Pick up one of my new agents and decide.
But
that will clear off, yes.
Yes.
So we'll put some tokens. And so I'm going to start at one of the respawns, essentially. My new agent comes in. I'm going to transport. And then I'm going to handler. And I'm going to complete this surveillance mission. 3 and 2.
Okay, so either he's here, which would be kind of silly, or he's there. I'm going to guess probably the one farthest away from the guard.
It'd probably be a solid guess. And then it's, then I got
your guard.
Gotta move my guard. green.
And you know exactly where I'm at.
I know exactly where you are. Then it's just a question of where you go. And gonna move here.
Interesting. That is not what I expected at all.
I mean, you're either gonna have to come towards me to get things, or I'm gonna be, clearing things off and pushing tiny bits forward as I chase you down.
That's fine. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, and let me just make sure. Yep. Okay, I'm going to transport.
Oh, let's see.
And then I'm going to. Not quite.
Nope. You need to do either one. Well, to do any of those missions, you need some green.
Yeah. Well, actually, then. Yeah, I'll do this. I'm going to. What was it? I think cleaner. Yes, I'm going to do cleaner.
Let you pick up everything from either your location or connect to location. Keep one, discard the rest.
Yep.
As the cleaner's going in there to clean up the mess that was left and find whatever it was you needed.
Yes. I'm just double checking a couple things because I need to move. All right, so my mindset is just depending on where I connect, if I remove everything, from here, this won't generate anything, correct?
Correct.
Carnation. And this isn't connected, correct?
Correct.
And this is. So you might know, I may have shown my hand, but that's okay. I'm ahead of you on one as far as one thing goes.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and do this one.
Okay. And then you get to move your guard.
My guard, my guard, my guard. We're talking about my guard. Move here. Erase that. And now, is there a token limit?
You can only hold as many tokens as
I meant like, say, if there's no more.
Yeah, no, if we run out of intel tokens of any color, then we are out of those.
Oh my goodness, okay.
Until some more goes back into the supply.
Okay, all right, cool.
And you can only hold 11 intel on your board.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever have more intel than you can hold, you decide what to keep and discard the rest back to the supply.
Very fair.
Okay. Now I gotta decide to do things. I am going to courier these here. Oops. And if there's not enough, the person who generated the intel is going to decide where what we have goes. Can do that. And then so I curry 2 yellow from here to there, and now I'm going to collect, which lets DC know that I am right there.
Yep.
Let's figure out what to do about that on his turn. And then I am going to
which doesn't generate anything.
Does not generate anything, but there are some more yellow out here in the middle now. For some reason, you needed more yellow, more termination missions.
All right. Well, I am handling my yellow business. So that is 4 yellow, and then as in 4 assassinations. Sorry. And then a bribery.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to go. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. And I'm going to go there for now. Actually, wait a second. Let me take a look. What mission did you complete? A white?
I completed white.
And also just for
yeah,
those are mine. And
we are, for the purpose of this, we're playing with the quick play one, so we only have to complete 2 missions and then our final objective. The full game version, you have to complete 3 different missions and then your final objective.
mhm. So I just need to finish my final one, but it is a biggie.
Yeah, your final objective. So missions are 5 intel each. The final objective for each of us is 8 intel.
And is that even the final one? It's still 8.
It's always 8. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the non. Okay.
Yeah.
So just thinking. Yeah, I'm going to block this assassination, even though there isn't any tokens there. It's just I can see that he has enough to complete an assassination currently, and none of the other ones yet.
Yeah, I am gonna go ahead and decoy you.
And because that's a starting space, that doesn't generate anything.
Correct. And then I am going to courier both of those up there, because this did not get cleared off. It also does not generate.
Yep.
And then I'm going to move my guard, and we're going to move my guard here.
Okay. I'm not there.
I know. I'm pretty sure I know exactly where you
are. Yeah. So now I need to actually pay attention. What do I need for this mission? And I need a lot of things. So I am going to do so what I'm thinking is just trying to obfuscate, hide where I am. I shouldn't try complex words. So I'm going to play a cleaner to pick up all intel from my location or connected location and get rid of all the rest. So I'm going to get rid of this. And since that's the only one there, I'm going to keep it.
Yeah.
And then I am going to transport.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then your guard, sir.
And my guard is I have a feeling I know where you're at, and he's heading your way.
Okay.
He's coming to say hello. I hear some nefarious, not proper cleaning is going on over there, and currying of a not so fun nature.
I am going to collect from here.
Uh-huh.
Got a full safe house now. And then with the transporter, I will run away.
Run away, run away, run away.
Stay out of dodge. And then I got to move my guard. Guard there.
Okay.
To you.
All right. So I am going to just take a look at my mission here. Okay, I'm going to collect So I'm going to reveal where I am.
Mhm.
And I guess you might have seen where I am. Guessed it, maybe. And then I will. And now I'm going to transport. Whee! And then my guard is going to be a poopy jerky face and go here.
And I am not there.
I kind of figured, but just
You get to decide where the one green intel we have left goes.
I wanted to go here so it won't generate extra.
Okay. I. Okay. I'm going to transport. And then I'm going to handle assassination.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 yellow and a white, which tells them exactly where I am. Only one of them I could have transported on at that. Well, I guess there are 2 I could have transported on.
Yeah, but I figure it's the one that is very safe for him.
He has a solid idea of where I'm at.
If he's not here again, shiny nickel.
Yep. And then I have to move my guard. I'm pretty sure I know where he went.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not sure. Well, if he didn't go where I think he went, I have a chance to stop him. If he went where I think he went, I don't know that I think DC might win this on his next turn. Is it? Well, maybe. Solid chance that he's going to get this. I am going to go and clean this off.
I am not there.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
And I will just be completely honest with you. There was no way to stop me. I needed you to clean this off so I would get exactly the thing I needed.
You baited me in.
Because that gave me exactly what I needed. I am here. This is my final mission. 4 white, 2 yellow,
and
2 green, and handle.
Congratulations.
Oh, good game.
And
oh my goodness.
Mirror Agents.
Oh man, it's so I get the tingles and I get the tenseness because it's like, you know, the hide and seek nature. Like, oh my goodness, it's like there is a little bit of the bluffing, like you did earlier, and I did that way too much in our first game.
Yes, you did.
And he just called me every single time. It's like, okay, so this is the kind of player I'm dealing with. He's gonna just, I can't bluff.
I've played this game enough time. It's hard to bluff me on where you're going. It's easier to bluff me on why you're going there. Which is what you did here. Is you baited me in, and I took the bait, and I realized I took the bait far too late. And But that's the thing is, you know, we were doing our best there as we're playing it to explain why we were doing the different actions. But it is a game that watching it, you don't feel the tension of that, you know, when you're trying to bluff or you're trying that bait, like, you know.
And I wish I could show on camera, like, how I'm positioned. Like, basically, I really would have loved to show you where I'm moving to and also where my guesses are. Oh, you still can't see it. But basically showing on camera on my board where I'm going so you can follow along with me and then you can see his guard. I wish there was a way I could do that camera thing and still have it be kind of hidden and stuff like that. But yeah, I was using his pieces to go like, this is where I think he is, you know, sort of thing. But then of course, you know, by the end, I was like, yeah, he's got to be there. But yeah, it is to me, a super tense game and super, as much as I love dice rolling games and I love random chaos, like this is just kind of matching wits and you know, tension with your opponent. And I heckin' love that kind of feel.
And going back to, you know, said something earlier about like this game partially exists as a response to Churrascaria. So Churrascaria, the first game I made, it's a crazy little kind of not quite a party game, but it's a family weight crazy. There's a lot of randomness. There is strategy to it, but there's a lot of randomness because of the you're drawing cards from a deck kind of thing. Little card game, and I wanted to see, can I go the opposite of the spectrum and make a strategy game where there is very, very minimal randomness, but then I wanted what's a different point of tension, and that's where the hidden movement, and with the spy theme, the hidden movement came in, of that cat and mouse, that constant, okay, here's where I am, that's where their guard is. Can I bluff them on where I'm going, or like DC did this game, can I bait them into helping me achieve my goals without realizing it? And finding ways to do that. And so that's where this game was born out of. And again, I'm super proud of where it's at. It's a great game. We just got to get better at helping people understand what the game is and finding the right audience for it. So the next time we go to crowdfund this, it will actually fund and get out there into the world.
Is this something that's available on like a tabletop simulator?
It is not at the moment. And part of the problem is the hidden movement aspect, and figure out a way to make that work effectively. There are, my understanding is, and my skills in tabletop simulator are a little limited. I understand there are ways to put up kind of a hidden wall type of thing in there. I got to figure out a way to do that will function with everything that's going on.
Right.
Because I have a version that I've built for Tabletop Simulator that I did for some testing, but currently it's very janky, and it's not something I want to share out into the world because it is very janky.
Yeah, you definitely want to. Your first impressions are very important. Yeah. But this is something that, do you bring it to the local playtests in Oklahoma?
I bring it to our local playtest events here in Oklahoma because I run the local playtesting group that DC and I kind of founded many, many years ago.
You've made it so much better and made it launch to its amazing. Yeah. Like, there's how many members in it now?
I'm not even sure. I think we have 100+ folks that are on the Discord. We typically have 10, anywhere from 10 to 15 designers show up at a given playtest event with their various games and stuff. Several of them have published games, so there's a lot of and we're all small publishers. I mean, I pretty much like Anonymous Games, who are out of near the Tulsa area. They're a husband and wife combo. Baron's Game Room, that's out of Chickasha, is a husband and wife combo. This. Salamander Games, who they live up near Edmond area, north of Oklahoma City, is a one-man shop. So it's all, we're all very small, independent little designer publishers. But yeah, we actually, we at a local convention beginning of this month, we did a booth for the design group where
SoonerCon,
that was at SoonerCon. Yeah, okay. At SoonerCon, where we had games from 5 of the local companies. And a couple of us from the different companies volunteered to run the booth, and there was 20 different games published by 5 different local companies. It was pretty amazing seeing all the games on the shelf. Like, we looked like a small game store because 20 different games on the shelves, and putting out display versions of all the games. And because for the most part we've all play tested each other's games, we've all played all these games. Those of us who were volunteering were really able to talk about and sell all these games. And so we as a whole, we did pretty good. Everybody made a little bit of money and just showcased like what's happening locally from local designers, which was super exciting. And we're going to look at opportunities in the future to do that at more local conventions where it may not make sense for a single publisher just because the return for a single publisher versus booth cost. But if 4 or 5 of us local companies split the cost for the booth and then we're selling everyone's games, everyone's going to make a profit, which is, and just raises awareness, gets more people to know. And we also added a bunch more folks to the design group Discord because they discovered, oh, this exists, and I want to come participate. And it's it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, whenever we were running these at the store at Luton XP, like, these were my favorite days of the month. It was like, I forget if it was the first or last Sunday of every month, but I would always come in. I would play test as many games as I could. And in the beginning, it was just like basically you and I think there's Brant and John. Oh my goodness, I miss Brant's game. That crazy Lord of Waterdeep leveling up, kind of a mix of Thunderstone and and Waterdeep sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he ever published. I know John Brandt, his game executive producer, he has a follow me page up on. I can't remember if it's Kickstarter or BackerKit or Game. Yeah, it's one of them. But he has a follow me page up. He actually lives out in I believe the Seattle area now. But
lives
they're in Portland. But John, he's going to be crowdfunding executive producer. His game about being movie producers here in a couple of months, I think.
Golly, and that reminded me a little bit of the networks, but I think his has a little bit of a. It's been so many years since I played it, unfortunately, but I just remember playing the networks and then playing his game, and I was like, this one has a bit more pizzazz to it. I really want to see this one, in a professional looking box and everything like that.
I'm excited to see where that one comes from, and I will almost certainly back it once it goes up, because I love, especially designers I know, but just games like that from small designers, supporting them, lifting them up, because I want more people designing games, so there's more games for me to play.
Yeah. And speaking of which, I mean, backing and everything, when do you think you're going to try to do round 2 on Mirror Agents?
That we have not decided yet. We were, like I said, we're going to put a lot more effort into, things like this, showing the game off, doing some more videos and stuff, just kind of explaining what it is, and a lot more marketing stuff to build up the audience we need to make sure that the next time we launch, it funds and does well. Because that is a big thing, is we don't want to launch again prematurely and have it flop.
Right.
And there was the lack of understanding / awareness was part of why it didn't do well. The other thing that's just a problem in general for board games at the moment for crowdfunding is the state of the economy means that cheap games, so games that are less than $20, sell really well because they're an impulse buy. People, they don't feel that bad. It's like 2 or 3 cups of coffee. They don't feel that bad about dropping $20 for a game. Games on crowdfunding, games that are $80 plus, the deluxe games, the super deluxe games, the people who are there to spend money on board games, they will drop $150, $200 on a super deluxeified game. They don't have a problem with that either. But the middle of that, the $40, or the $30 to $50, $60 games, those are much harder to sell. And then Mirror Agents, being a 2-player only game, gave it another level of difficulty, because a lot of people, if they're paying $40 or $50, which is what this game costs from crowdfunding with the current economy, 2 players was just like, I don't know if we're going to get enough value out of a 2-player game if I'm spending that much money. So we can't fix the economy. We have no power over that. So we got to work on what we can fix, which is raising awareness of the game, raising understanding of the game. I'm looking to see, I don't think there's going to be ways, but I'm looking to see if there's anything I can do about it being a 2-player only option. But, when you're watching, you can't kind of tell, but there's a lot of cognitive load, a lot of stuff you're trying to keep in your head when you're playing the game. So doing more than 2 players, maybe a step too far. I don't think
I could keep track of more than 2.
Yeah. So that's, I'm looking at that, but we can definitely look at, help people understand, hey, what is this game? What makes this game great and worth having? And that's, that's that marketing aspect that we didn't do well enough, and we're going to try to do better. And once we feel that we have done it better, that's when we will actually relaunch.
Thank you again, Mac, for sharing David's site.
Oh, yes, thank you so much.
And yeah, seriously, this has been, and I mean, maybe I'm a little bit biased, but your games, your company's games have consistently been one of my favorite of just gaming, period, of board gaming. With Churrascaria, I brought that to my love friend's Christmas gathering, and at first they're like, can we just do Catan again? And it's like, we've done a lot of Catan. We've done like 30 games of Catan. Let's try something else. But once I got it on there and they got into the spirit of, I'm going to eat all your food. I'm going to take that. No, block that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm going to block your block. I was like, I'm going to block that block. And it's just so fun, the frenetic nature of that. And then comparing that to this Mirror Agents, much more, and we'll do those in a second.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, compared to Mirror's Agents, more thoughtful and analytical, kind of like pausing and considerate type of gaming. And then not only that, but your role playing games that you, or the adventures that you did.
Yeah.
The Forest of Lost Children, the Bridge of the Miss.
Beast of
I
Bridge
have it
Good.
somewhere here.
Yeah,
Actually.
our little
Yeah.
which those are still available as PDFs for our website. We're not doing any more hardcover or physical versions.
Yeah, I have those, and then I have the I have my transformation journal. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I have I don't know where the other part of it went, but yeah, I have the transformation that you all did. And I mean, I know you did this one first, and then 7 Minutes to Midnight. I still like this one more.
Yeah. I mean, it's that's one of the best things about having the two of them, and we're actually working on another one. Is slight, similar system, different genres because transformation is that sci-fi body horror, which people are, some people really love
and
that.
Single player.
They're solo journaling games. And the transformation is that sci-fi body horror, which some people really love that. 7 Minutes to, or 7 Murders Till Midnight is thriller noir. You're hunting a serial killer. There's some people who they gravitate more towards that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're working on another one. It's still very, very early days. But we're working on a new one right now that it's in a completely different genre to, again, kind of, appeal to, there's some people that are going to like multiples. Some people may only like one of them, but trying to, again, create things where we can expand our audience, just introduce more people to our games and more people to gaming in general.
Yeah. And seriously, take a look through the site. Winter Rabbit, their award-winning Origins game, currently on sale. If you follow that link, you'll be able to check it out. Semi-co-op game, just in case you missed our kind of initial talk about it. But yeah, semi-co-op game where you're trying to gather enough supplies to survive the winter, except, ultimately there can only be one winner. But if you don't all work together, then everyone loses.
Yep.
So...
And kind of twist on this compared to most semi-co-op games is the more selfish you are in this game, the less likely you are to win, because you get more points for helping the village and helping others. If you're only helping yourself, you're getting a small amount of points kind of continuously, but you're not moving as far ahead. If you start helping others, you make dramatically more points. So it encourages being helpful to the village, but you do want to be, selfish in certain ways to kind of control how close other players are to you in points, what other players can do, and various things. So it's a constant balance of how helpful versus how selfish do I want to be, to get us all prepared for winter and make sure we all survive.
And if you're too selfish, you know what? You might end up in prison, and hence Cellblock 18. So that's the best segue I can make. So let's start with Cellblock 18. Okay. Tell me a little bit about it.
So these two games, we did last month a campaign on Backer Kit. It's the first time we've used Backer Kit, so we wanted to do a kind of a small thing to learn that system and start building an audience there. So these are a pair of 18 card micro games. Cellblock 18, they're both 2-player. Cellblock 18, it is an asymmetric game, prisoner versus warden. The prisoner's trying to escape prison, and the warden is obviously trying to stop them.
Shotgun prisoner.
I borrowed a lot of concepts, a lot of inspiration from old 70s movie like Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I love this little font of the 18 and the key. Sorry, I love the little things like that.
It's the my brain has blinked on her name, but the graphic designer / illustrator we got for these, she did an amazing job. These are prototypes, so sadly they don't have the back that has information on them. Okay, it's just a sticker on the thing. But they'll come in these Mylar pouches. They will be fully printed when they come out, which they knock on. Well, that's not wood, but knock on wood somewhere. We are hoping to get them into country by end of November, so that they will be available for Christmas. That's our goal.
I might be zooming these in a bit since there isn't going to be as much real estate once we start the games.
Yeah. So they're both 18 card games, and then Riposte, Cellblock 18. Let's get prison escape thing. Riposte, we are fencers in a duel.
I used to do fencing back in the day.
Yeah. So yeah, 2 very different games. They are both 2-player, and they both play very quickly. So we want to start with Cellblock.
Yes.
Okay, we will start with Cellblock 18. And yeah, the final version will come in these in Mylar pouches. They will be fully printed front and back.
I love these. I don't like so much the small boxes, like they're in the other room. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the small box games or the wallet games even, it's just that's too small of a thing for me. Like I love the concept of wallet games, but I prefer something like this where it has actually a little bit more real estate. You know,
and we like the wallet games too. Button Shy Games, that's what they make. They make a ton of those wallet games. They're cool. They're very portable. I've got probably a dozen of them at home. But as we were doing research on how we want to do the packaging, we stumbled upon the idea of using these, and we just like that it's still small and portable. They end up waterproof, so that once your stuff's in there, it's very protected. Whereas that is one downside of the pocket games is the card stuff in there. It's just a folded plastic wallet, so it gives some protection, but not a huge amount of it. And then this also allows us to full printing on the front and back with all the information of the game, which we liked. So I don't know that they're necessarily better than the wall games. Some people are going to prefer the wall games, but we're really happy with how the packaging on this is going to come out.
I prefer that personally.
You get your 18 cards, and then each of these games has a little just folded rule sheet. So very, very simple.
Yeah, I mean, I figure we can do a game where I start as prisoner and then vice versa.
Yep. And so this one, as I said, this one is asymmetric. So the prisoner has a lot more cards than the warden does. Warden has a smaller number here. The prisoner will be playing their cards face down. The warden is playing their cards face up. This is a reference of all the icons. And so let me see the cards real quick. Just kind of showing here. So the goal of the prisoner is to make a set of cards in one of the 3 rows we're going to have here that is a tool, a clothing, and then one of the methods of escape. Rubber raft, dig a tunnel, or rope. They also have 3 action cards they can you pick from. They can have one of these per game that let them manipulate what the warden a little bit. So you have the grapevine, which lets you swap swap a card with an adjacent row. You have demolition, which lets you destroy one of the security features that the warden can install. And then you have distraction, which will pull all of the guard cards to that row. Basically, as you're kind of, like I said, manipulating what the warden's trying to do. And the prisoner's cards do all get played face down. So when the prisoner plays a card, they have all their cards available. They place their cards face down. The warden will be playing their cards face up.
Even the action cards?
The action card you will place face up.
Right, it does say that.
Yeah, it does get played face up, and it gets played in one of the, one of the rows, and then interacts with it that way. And then, so there's the rest of your cards. Then we have the warden's cards. The warden has 3 security methods that block one of the escape versions. So underwater spikes blocks the rubber raft, reinforced walls blocks the tunnel, and the barbed wires on the fence blocks the rope. Then he also has a pair of guards. The guards can either be played down in search mode, which lets them basically ransack the prisoner's cell and look for contraband, or guard mode, where then they stop the prisoner from being able to play anything in that row. So, depending on, prisoner is going to be playing until either they can't play any more cards or they've made a set in one. The warden will, potentially end up with all their cards on the board, but the warden can also move and rotate their guards. So warden has less cards they can play, but has a little more maneuverability with those specific cards.
Gotcha. Okay. So I don't know if you can see there. Do you want me to zoom in a bit more, or how? Show me what's the biggest that this thing will be.
I think this will probably work because you're likely to go. Like, we can shift this a little bit because you're probably going to get 3 or 4 deep in a row. Typically about 3. If you make a set quickly, it's only going to go 3 deep.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so we have our 3 rows here, and the prisoner does go first because they are beginning their sneaky shenanigans, and then I, as the warden, am reacting and trying to stop them.
I am beginning the sneakiest of shenanigans. So okay, well,
Oh, and before we start, you need to pick one of those. The other 2 will get discarded, and I get to look at one of them.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, this seems like the obvious pick.
So I will know I will know one of them that you didn't use, which gives me a 50-50 chance of guessing which one you did use. And okay, he did not use distraction.
Bring it in.
Yeah, he did not use distraction. So I know he either has demolition or grapevine. Okay.
Yep. All right, and then let's get her started. Right down the. Actually, no. We're gonna go.
Start over there. Okay.
I'm getting out. In order to get out, it's a little bit hard to see. I'm going to switch scenes here real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and zoom that in real quick so they can see.
This is how I get out. Root for me. I need to get out. I have family and kids as in a pod. I got to get back to pod. Yeah, I just need to make a row of those.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that's it.
Okay, so I'm going to place this guard down in search mode. So I get to flip that over. Okay. So he's started a set there. He only has two sets of clothes and two sets of tools.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that, he only has one set of clothing left, so this is an important row for him because there is the start of a set there.
Yes. So, and once something's down, it cannot be moved on my side.
On your side, correct.
Correct. Okay, cool. And now if I put something else down here,
it'll be face down.
It'll be face down. Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah, in order to look at it, I would have to play another guard in search mode or move him away and then back.
Okay. And then, it's not like you can go there. It's just you can move however you want.
With my guard, I can move however I want, but I can either move or rotate. I can't do both.
Okay, cool.
So I can't do that. I can't move him to another one and put him in guard mode at the same time. He's either moved and searching, or I can flip him around.
Okay, cool. All right. I am going to go and do this.
Okay. Well, go ahead and lock that row down for now.
Sure. I will then say Jolly Willikers and go here.
Okay. Don't know what he has there, but just
you have another guard.
I do have another guard, but we're going to start some preemptive construction projects, and we're going to reinforce the walls to prevent a tunnel escape from that row.
Okay. All right, and then I am going to do a little bit of lay. And when you do search mode, do you see everything in the row?
No, just the next face down card.
Okay, there we go. I'm getting out.
Let's go ahead and we're have a guard block that one now.
Really? That seems
you got a lot of there's a lot of activity happening there, and the guards want it to stop.
Okay, well, that's fine with me because I'm getting out.
Okay, let's do. At this point, he has to have played at least one of his escape methods because he's got 5 cards on the board.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to place the raft or the underwater spikes there in case the raft is in there.
Okay. Oh, I did this in a wrong order. Oh, well, that's fine. And then
you as the prisoner, you can look at what you've played to remind you.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's not a problem.
And then an action is an action. Like that's one of my cards, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, playing a card is what you can do.
Okay. And say, just for example, if I had my wall left, like if this was my wall card, I cannot play it here because you have that there, correct?
No, you can't play it there because I have this here.
You
could play it there, but that prevents it from scoring.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
I'm gonna play my underwater spikes and barbed wire both in that row.
Okay. And what does so basically?
So you can't right now. You can't play anything in either of these rows.
Yeah,
because the guards, and you can't score your raft or your rope. Cannot score in this row.
Okay. And once I'm done playing cards, that's the end of the game.
If you have no cards left, but remember, you still have your action.
I do have my action card.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play.
If you cannot play any more cards, you automatically lose.
Right, I will play that there.
Oh, okay. So he does not have a set there. Oh, okay. I think I've got him. I don't think well, depending on these. Yeah, I think I've got him. I'm going to move that there.
So that means I cannot play an action card there.
Not in this row, no. The only row you can play anything in is that row.
Oh, I mixed up. Okay. Oh, so I would play it like that. Okay, that's fine. So okay. So I can't do a destruction, the demolition there. It wouldn't work. So okay, cool.
So yeah, I'm curious on what you had. So
so basically what I was going to do is play that. But basically what I should have done is this because I had everything ready to go and I could have just done that.
Yep. That would have then you would have been able to pull it off.
Yep.
So there's a game of Cellblock 18. And you can see how quickly that plays. And once you know the game, it plays even faster. It's a very quick kind of game.
DC can't escape. I use the pug guard. No, not the pugs.
Maybe we'll make a DC promo. It's a guard with a pug head.
Don't give him ideas. Don't do this to me. Don't. No. We were having a nice game here. All right, one more as a prisoner, and then we'll switch.
Okay. Sounds good. So again, you will pick which of the 3 action cards you want to keep.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely know which one. It's time.
And then the other one gets
just to make sure I'm gonna be like.
Yep. And the action cards do change your gameplay a little bit. And I get to look at one of them. Okay, so he left. He did not choose distraction again, so he has either demolition or grapevine. Okay. And go ahead, sir. And so a reminder of the 2 action cards left. Demolition lets him destroy a security feature that's in a row. Grapevine lets him swap a card between the row he plays it in and the adjacent row.
For the warden. As in I swap one of the warden's cards, correct?
No, your cards.
Oh, these are for mine. Okay.
Do you want to change your action?
No, we'll stick with it.
Just have to possibly adjust his play style here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna change mine a little bit. We're gonna play our reinforced walls right off the bat there.
Cool. All right, and then I will do a little bit of.
See what that is. Okay. So my walls are in the wrong place. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Is fine.
Let's stop the shenanigans that are going on over there because I don't know what's there.
All right. So let us go and do a bit of this. Sneaky times. Mm-hmm. You send in the war pods. Hardly working. Yes, send in the war pods.
Let's see what that is. Yeah, there's the raft. Some good information for me.
Yep. Now, I hope I got this correct. Let me just take a look at this and take a look at my cards here. So, if I play Grapevine.
So you would, if you played in this row, you swap one of these cards with a card on an adjacent column.
Oh, you swap it like that.
Yeah.
All right. I thought it would be like this card can. Okay. Understood. Well, now you know what I got. It's all good.
We're learning.
Yeah, we're learning. learning. Do 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 do. Bum, 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 bum. Do 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 do. Baba.
Give it an idea of like evolution of thought as a designer. Like this is another one where the core idea was a simple thing that kind of got spawned by some other things, but the designing of it was also inspired by a lot of stuff I learned working on mirror agents.
Understood. Oh, why am I doing that then? No, that's dumb. That is dumb, but that's okay. That is dumb. I'm overthinking this way too much. It's fine. It's fine. Instead of doing that, I'm just going to play. Wait, what? No, why? I was overthinking it.
Can you just make a set? Is that what's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was overthinking.
I was
it.
really wondering. I'm like, if that's not a clear tool,
I was just like,
there we go. Okay.
I was overthinking this way too much.
I got in his head. I got in his
You
head.
did get way in my head.
I made the prisoner here think it was hopeless, even though he had escape in his hands.
Okay.
So there you go. Prisoner escape.
That should have been easier win. My bad. Sometimes I get it's just I get in my own head. I'm my own worst enemy so many times. But yeah, there's my other set. Yeah.
So that is Cellblock 18.
Well, I want to beat the warden.
Okay. I will say, but I designed this game, so I have the advantage on that. The warden is the harder. Is the harder side of it to play. Which is funny when I'm playtesting. When I've been playtesting with people, and like, I don't think the warden can win. I'm like, let me sit down, and then I will win with the warden.
Yes.
But I designed it. I've played it a lot. The prisoner is much more straightforward on what you're doing, which makes it a little easier to win with. The warden, because you have less cards, you have to be more cautious with your resource, more cautious with what you're doing.
Yes.
But yeah, it's very winnable with the warden, as I showed with the first game.
Yeah.
But it's not as straightforward. Okay, which of these do I want to keep? I'm going to keep that one. So you get to look at one of those.
Yatai, the dynamite.
So you know that I'm not using the demolition action.
Okay.
Then I gotta go from there.
I bet you're gonna show off what distraction can do. That's gonna be a shame.
I'm gonna go ahead and play
face down.
I don't want to play that face up. Yeah, that's I gotta remember that I'm not playing the warden anymore. Okay. So I'm not playing that card.
Yeah, sure you're not.
Now we're gonna play this card.
Okay, we got questions about this card. Oh, you tricky!
It wasn't the same card.
You tricky sons of gooses!
Yep.
Trying to make your walls.
Then I'm gonna play this card right here.
Tricky sons of gooses! What you doing here? Oh, now look, we run a clean ship here, and you know what? There's so much to live for. You don't need to use that. We have good food, 3 hots in the cot for you, lots of outdoor time.
I'm just learning to crochet. It's it's not an escape rope. It's it's decorative.
Yeah.
It's a really fancy garland. I don't.
Yeah. All right. I'm just seeing what's going on. Okay, you got some tools.
Yeah.
Now listen, I was fine with the other stuff. Some of those other things, not so keen on. And we're gonna say, listen. You have so much to live for. We're gonna cut that rope out and be like, nah, no thanks. And we're gonna say stop to that. No more here. Simmer down. Well, let's stop that silly tool banging, okay? People need sleep.
Okay.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
I'm not doing anything, Mr. Warden.
Why are you doing that?
Let you look at the next one in line.
What is that?
It's just my dirty clothes, Mr. Warden. I don't know what to tell you.
What do you need dirty clothes for? Turn them in. We'll make them clean.
And then
Wait. Isn't that?
that stops that. It doesn't stop the raft.
No.
And the last card I played there was that you can't quite see the raft and the tools because of how we laid out here. But yes, the prisoner has made his set and escaped.
You dirty rafter.
I didn't even have to use the distraction that DC guessed I had.
Shut your goozles. All right, one more.
One more. Okay, we'll slide it this way a little bit more because, yeah, the prisoner side does get a little longer. There we go. Okay, so I got to pick which of these I want to keep. And we're going to keep that one. Get to look at one of those.
Dynamite. Okay, you're done with distractions. Okay, all right. You see what I'm cooking with. He's got the dynamite, I promise
I'm
you.
going to put that there.
What's going on there? Again, listen, so much to look for.
This
Do you want 4 hots? We'll give you 4 hots in the cot. Final offer.
there.
Now, here's the thing. He wouldn't choose grapevine. He wouldn't do a grapevine. That would be nonsensical. Now that, I don't like. I kind of don't like that. I'm just going to say I don't like it. Barry doesn't like that. He's going to tell you politely to cease and desist. He said politely to cease and desist. Now you're going to make him go, now you're going to make him angry. Now he's in hard dad mode.
Fortunate. Okay.
He has a friend. What's going on here? Well, that's unfortunate.
It is indeed.
Actually, just sent him. Listen, we're tired. We've been on double shifts. I didn't get my coffee this morning, and I just wanted. Yeah, Warren is a little bit tougher.
Your prison has some serious security flaws.
Good things these are just tests.
Yes.
They were the prisoner was a penetration specialist, just testing, obviously.
Yep.
And
there is the prison, by the way. It's on the back of the icon references. So
yeah, that is very fun. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think I backed this. I'm pretty sure I backed both of these.
Well, yeah, and they are still available for pre-order. I believe we have a link from our website. And then it's on, you can look for them on BackerKit, where we are still taking late pledges / pre-orders for these ones.
I'm gonna do this. I can do this with my mouse.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, we'll find out.
And I will break out Riposte. We will do it this way, I guess. So it's not as easy for us to see what's going on, but it'll look prettier to them.
Yeah, there's the link. You know what? I'll pin this message instead. I had another message pinned saying, hey, what's going on with all the redeems? But yeah, I figure people know what's going on. And it's so much nicer having this. So normally we have a tripod that the camera is on, but I actually finally got a camera stand that it attaches to, which does attach to the table, but it just means that if we move the table, it moves with it, so it doesn't we don't have to readjust things. So, anyways, Riposte, tell us.
So this is Riposte. In this game, we are rival swordsmen in a duel. You will have the orange deck, and I'm going to have the blue deck. And what's happening is each turn we are going to be playing out one of our fencing moves, and then what's here with the arrow is which card in our hand can follow it. Mm-hmm. The moves next to the star is which moves this scores off of. So, for instance, this feint can score off a lunge or fléché. This core can score off a thrust or a feint. So, in this particular case, This court would score off of this one, in which case you would score a point. When you score a point, that card leaves your hand and gets set aside, and so you're down a move for the rest of the game. First player to 3 points wins.
Okay. And then it's simultaneous placement.
It's simultaneous play, and the first card is random and will not score.
We're trying out interesting card games. We've done a spy game in Mirror Agents. We did a Prison Break and Cellblock 18, and now we are fencers. I think this might be my favorite.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, Mirror Agents.
Yeah, we are playing Riposte.
All right. So, first card is La Random and Yatai. Appreciate.
Yes, and I played Riposte, and so these two, neither of them can score off the other, and they wouldn't anyways because they're. But so now you can follow with a jump, a lunge, or riposte. I can follow with a feint, lunge, or thrust. So you need to kind of look at what cards you can play based on what you can follow with, and then what they can score off of based on what your opponent can follow with. To try to kind of get, make a guess on what you can do there. And everything can follow by 3. Everything scores off of 2, except nothing scores on parry, and parry doesn't score on anything. Parry has a different effect. So. With this one.
All right, we'll see.
And
all right.
Okay, so you follow with a jump, I follow with a feint. Neither of us scores.
Yeah.
So then we continue and with our next ones that we can play.
Ding ding.
Exactly.
Oh boy. All right, I got this. Hold on. Oh, stop thrust is different than a thrust.
Yes, there are 2 different cards.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I accidentally did the right thing. Okay. So I'm just taking a look at the. It's just easier for me to take a look at these.
That is perfectly fine.
Themselves.
I'll go with that one. And because you're laying them on the table, and once we score points, you can also see what your opponents have already played, so you have an idea of what they have left.
And I'm just. Okay. All right. Harry.
Okay. So I don't score, but yeah, he gets to pick up one of his cards that he's already played down.
I think I'm gonna pick up. I'll pick up this one.
Okay. Slide it down just a little bit, so.
And I can zoom in a bunch more on this. So yeah, let me just. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, so we got to play our next ones.
Okay, so Korikor, Riposte, and oh, now I'm seeing.
Yeah, we're gonna go with this one.
Riposte.
Yeah. So yeah, so he will score off my Korikor. So you set that aside.
Yep.
You no longer have access to that one. We pick up all our cards.
Yep.
We pull back and begin to continue the duel.
Man, I used to have rapiers and I lost them in a move. Oh man, I need to get some more. Maybe when Love Friend moves in, we'll go sword shopping. Oh, this is the first part is random. So what if
Yeah.
we randomly just choose and you would score a card that I placed?
Well, we can't score on the first play,
Okay, okay.
the first maneuver.
Thrust. Lucky there. Okay.
Ah. Okay.
All right. And you know I can only play Flichet and Terry because I've already used my riposte.
Exactly.
So that is interesting.
Gives me a little bit of additional information to work with.
Okay. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm taking a look at the cards. So nothing counters parry, but it would only let me pick up this card.
Yes.
But now I got to take a look and see what cards that he can go from this that can score off me.
Yep.
Which there is. So he can play any of these, which. Okay. So I feel like you might play this. So my only real option at this point is to play this. It's a 50-50.
It is a 50-50.
Okay, I cannot wait for this game. It's just because I love fencing so much.
Okay, so you parried.
Yep.
So you will pick up that.
So I'm just wondering. Okay, because it will lead you. I see. Okay, well that's fine.
Yeah, I chose my. I wasn't sure if I had a feeling you were not going to go for the thing I could score off of, so I saved the thing that could score off for later.
Yes. Okay, so that is a Flichet, stop thrust, or a thrust. Okay, so all right, so can't do that. Okay, so all right. That nope. Can I do that? Nope. Where is my regular? Okay. Okay. All right, here we go.
I fell with quarter car. Okay, so neither of us scored.
Yep.
So we continue.
All right, so a little bit more. Okay, so I can move into Flichet, stop thrust, or thrust, which is kind of the same as him, and now he can do Flichet, parry, or riposte. You know what? Let's just try. You probably got me. Oh, you didn't. Okay. And moving the cards just up a bit.
Well, no, they got because of the angles we're at.
Well, I mean, this is the bottom.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. We moved off camera.
We're fencing off the stage.
And I think I'm going to grab this one back.
Okay. All right. And which one did you grab back? I'm
quarter core.
Quarter core. Okay. Okay. Quarter core, riposte, and thrusting you have. Okay. So I can do. So I can do. Sorry, I was looking at all your options. I wasn't even looking at mine. Okay, so I can jump, cliche, or faint. Eh, We'll see how this goes. All right, we're still going.
We're still going, yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna have to. This is a fight for the ages.
First one went quick. This one is
Yeah, yeah. Now that
much
I'm
longer.
now that I am now, but I am running out of moves. I don't have that many because I scored my riposte, so I can only jump or lunge from this one.
Hmm?
Hmm. I can do feint, lunge, thrust. I can do jump, lunge, or jump or lunge. Those are my only two. Okay. Wait a second. Let me just make sure I can. Yeah. Yep. So just because I was like, I can only do jump to maybe potentially score. Plays and counterplays. Okay, all right. But I think I might have just put myself into a pickle. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you got me.
So you can play.
I know, but I'm looking and I don't think I can score off of anything that you can really do at this point. So that's okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yes. Oh,
I misread what I was doing. Strong. Which does give it to you.
oh my goodness. Yeah. So I was almost about. So what would have happened? So basically, just
If we played out all of our cards,
well, here's the thing though. My other option was this, but I have no cards I could have played after that.
then if I was able to play a card, I would have scored a point because
I have no counter.
You were sitting there fumbling. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. But I do.
You move that one out because you scored it.
No, it's
yeah, because that's the one you
feint.
scored.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. No, and I almost did that the previous turn. I was about to play a card and then realized, oh wait a minute, all the other three that can follow it are already on the board.
Yeah. So eventually you're out of moves. Okay. So I like that mechanic. Oh my goodness.
It becomes tighter. The longer the match goes, the more likely you're going to fumble.
Okay. Okay. You catch my breath again. All right. Okay. I think I'm ready for one last round.
I just discovered that he was not left-handed either.
But I am left-handed though.
If you didn't get that reference, go look up The Princess Bride. It has one of the greatest, actually probably two of the greatest fencing scenes in cinema.
I love that scene and so many great lines.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And a lunge. At least, okay, I was hoping I wouldn't lose my parry up front.
Yeah. Slide those down so we have plenty of room to move up.
Yeah, exactly.
Who leads her this time? Okay. So, and you've already, your feint and...
My feint and my riposte are out. Okay. So I can only do Korikor or the stop thrust.
Indeed. Yes. I can follow with any of my cards. I still have them all because I have managed to not score a point yet. See if I can get back in this match.
Yes, maybe. Okay, sorry, I had to consider your. There's my feint. Dang it.
Yes.
My bad. So I need to start looking at my other options. You know what? Yeah, let's just do this. Oh, got me.
Yep. But
Oh no, I keep that.
I get this one.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was an easy one.
Yes.
I just fell right into that trap. Hey, I don't think that card plays the way you think it does. Yeah, exactly. Harley Morgan. Yeah. Why did I hear that in Inigo Montoya? All right.
Tinkin played that role so well.
Yes. Okay. All right. And you tie for a core because it worked for me so well.
Yes. Let's see what we can do.
All right. At least I have all my options open this time.
You do. And I do not have all of mine because my Fauché is scored.
Sure, why not? Trust.
Either of us scores. So we continue.
Okay. And I only have my cliche and jumping this time. Sorry, I'm just a couple things.
And it's a game that once you've played a few times and you know the flow of the cards, it plays like I won't say as fast as an actual fencing match, but it plays plays pretty fast, and you get that back and forth. So, you want to score, and I will parry this card.
Okay. Got it. And then already played your phantom. Okay.
Wait. I'm gonna play something and realize that's best stuff.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Harry. So I'm going to pick up my And you've already played your parry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick up my. Okay. Oh, that was the wrong one to do. Oh well, it's okay. I think I got it. I think I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Leaves this one.
I just think of that Daffy Duck. Hey, dodge, parry, something thrust. Okay.
Go this one.
Yeah, I only had one option. So
Neither of us scores.
okay. Okay, so you can either do Corey Core or Stop Thrust.
You are well. You can play well.
Only Fliche and Stop Thrust.
Yeah, because your thrust is already played. Yep.
Yep.
Ah. Not score, but also did not get scored upon.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Well, there is another card though.
Yeah. Ah, shit. You got it. Because I can't play a card.
Yeah, that's why I was very so basically I had to do it in Fliche, lunge, stop thrust order because I had locked myself because of the other cards.
Yep. I should have looked further ahead and I didn't. Well, no, if I played the other one I could have played, you would have scored there anyways. So you had me either way.
It's just my natural fencing talent. It came through. Oh gosh. Okay.
Riposte.
I need this game. I need this game. I need this game.
Like I said, it's currently we were made some final lists of files. We're getting those back to the manufacturer. They should be starting production hopefully by the end of this month or first week of August. They're small games. So we're hoping manufacturing will be pretty quick, and then knock on wood, we can get them in country by middle to the end of November for a delivery in December. What we said on the campaign was I think a February delivery. Just that's the if we have delays, that's realistic. Yeah. Our heart of hearts hope is that there are absolutely no problems, no delays. It's here for Christmas. Yeah. But don't hold me to that because, things happen.
Yeah. So, and how much is this game?
So, each of those, I want to say they were 12 on the, look on back kicks. I'm trying to remember. They're going to be more when they go to retail. But on the campaign, we were selling them for, and if you late pledge / pre-order them, you'll get them for the same price, $12 a piece or $20 for the pair. If you go on back a kit and basically do the late pledge / pre-order, we're going to be selling them at retail level, I believe, for $14. So they'll be they'll be a little more expensive once they actually deliver. When we sell them at conventions and from our web shop, they'll be a little bit more expensive just because. Tariffs and other things. We gotta make up that money. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm super looking forward to playing both of those. I feel like I can probably get Riposte on the table a bit more than Cellblock 18, but I definitely love the nature of both of them. Just how
each side has a different set of considerations, especially, Cellblock 18. But for Riposte, yeah, it is a little bit of looking at your cards and making sure that you can extend your combo and you don't get stuck in a, lock yourself out of any future plays, but also taking a look at what your opponent has and it's like what they've played and what they've scored.
Yep.
So yeah, I love the thoughtful strategery. And that's something that, I've said it many times. I love to be chaos, randomness. I love it, but these are, almost the opposite of it, really.
Yeah.
Just, it is very much, very thoughtful. And, if you can kind of math it out in your head, you do have quite a bit of an advantage, but I don't think that's, not necessarily,
and it's not too much of an advantage. Like I really, we'd gotten to the point there where I made a mistake, which just like in real fencing, you make one mistake and it can coach you.
Yeah.
I he pushed me back on my back foot and I fumbled. But yeah, so both of these are, as you just saw there, I think we played both of these twice, or actually I think we played Cellblock 3 times.
Yeah, Cellblock 3 times and then Riposte one series.
Yeah, one series of Riposte, which is multiple games, or multiple rounds. But yeah, they both of them 18 cards. They you play a game in 10-ish minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Gosh. Well, so your next. So yeah, you're still in the middle of getting all the backer stuff and everything like that. But are there any other games in the pipeline that you're looking at?
I mean, we have a bunch of things we're working on. And all of these are, we do know that definitely next year we will be publishing an RPG that we've been working on called Thousand Generations. Will Thompson, the designer of Winter Rabbit, my co-owner of Absurdist Productions with me, he's actually at a local game shop today doing a playtest of it. It's an RPG that is using a heavily modified version of the Powered by the Apocalypse system. If you play RPGs and are aware of that system, it is an interesting thing because, and we pulled this concept from a number of indigenous games from around the world. A lot of U.S. indigenous cultures, but just worldwide, is we're using a D2 system. So you're going to be basically, instead of rolling like a D6 or a D20 like you would in some other games, you're going to basically flip out multiple just two-sided tokens, and that's how you're resolving rolls. Okay. And then it's based in a you're essentially playing as a culture that has been everyone knows each other. You're all part of the same town, tribe, city, however you want to describe it, of a culture that has been in the location where you start at for 1,000 generations, a very long time. The very first session of the game, you are going to, as a group, create the history of your world and your culture and what you know of the area directly around you. And then from there, as you play, you will do things for your community. You'll branch out and explore more of the world. But then the magic system is designed so that you are more powerful in areas where you have a relationship with the land. So, in your area, your characters will have a little more power. The further out you explore, you have to, do things to build a relationship with the creatures, the people, and the land that you explore in order to raise your power back up. So, it's a very different vibe than like Dungeons and Dragons, where you start kind of okay and then you just constantly build up.
Yeah,
you're going to have a constant, the further afield you explore from your home city, town, whatever, you're going to have a constant kind of ebb and flow of having to build back up.
Okay, interesting. That sounds really neat as well. Just that can sometimes be especially in D&D and especially in Pathfinder later games, it's just you're just so dripping with power, and that's a nice way to kind of balance it out. So I'm excited about that one too. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to not be excited with your all's games. Yeah. Just maybe it's a little bit of bias, but still just every game, and I'm going to switch the scene here. Just every game, it fills me with excitement and happiness and
Thousand Generations. It's the next one. It's going to be because we've we've done the many years ago, pre-COVID, or actually I guess during COVID, sort of. We did the D&D one shots that DC kind of showed off those earlier. We have those for PDFs on our website if you'd like, if you're interested, or there are PDFs on Drive-Thru RPG as well.
Yeah.
And then we did the solo journal RPGs, which we are working on some more of those. But this Soul of Hell Generation will be our first like full-fledged, it'll be a nice digest-sized RPG book, the full system in one book, RPG system. So we're pretty excited about that. And then we've got a bunch of, like I said earlier, mid-sized games are, because of various economic conditions, they're a lot harder to get out there unless you have an established IP or you're a bigger company, which means economy of scale and all that. So we're working on a lot of small games. I have several other small 18 card games like Riposte Cellblock 18 that I've been working on. I've got a game that is just 52 cards, like a standard custom cards, but the same size as a standard deck of playing cards that has had a good response so far that I'm excited to keep developing on. And then I have one that I'm working on right now that it's currently an 18 card game, but the more we play test it, we think it might end up being like a 52 card deck instead. Just because what I crammed onto 18 cards, it works, but every player wants more of it.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to need to be a little bit more. It's going to be bigger. Like the experiment worked at 18 cards. It'll be better as a bigger game. And that's a big thing when you're designing too, is sometimes, you got to adjust things to fit what the game wants to be, versus what your original vision was to a certain extent. If you go too far, you lose what you were trying to do.
Exactly. So you got to keep the scope in mind for sure.
Yeah. So got a bunch of things that are in early development that I'm excited about. And, maybe here later this year or end of the year, maybe I'll come on again, and some of those will be further along because we did these two for Riposte and Cellblock 18. We did as part of Backer Kids Pocketopia campaign. The other 18 card games I'm working on, if we feel they're ready, in about 2-3 months, if we feel they're ready, we're probably going to reach out to an artist, possibly the same one who did these, and start getting some art made, and we might launch some of those for Pocketopia next year. We haven't locked that in yet. We got to see where things are. Like I said, in another month or two, we'll make a decision, but that's a definite possibility.
Are there any cons or anything that you all are planning on heading?
So, a lot of little stuff. So local things will be at Lexicon up in Stillwater. That's in October. That's a very small one-day convention in Stillwater. We'll be at Miracle Con, which is a 2-day convention here in Oklahoma City, Edmond area, which is in August. And then our big con every year will be at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia, first week in December. And so that's the other part where we're really hoping to have the 18 card games in time, because I would love to have those for sale at PAX Unplugged. I think they'd sell really well there.
Yeah, I mean, especially just putting out there, and if you have any banners to say, hey, we won,
Oh yeah, we will definitely be getting it. We're getting a new banner made for Winter Rabbit that says, Origins Award winner. That's so, still so excited that this won the Origin Award.
Yes. I know the lighting is very reflective off of it, but I'm so happy and proud for how far you've come, especially in the humble days of, dimly, well, not very well lit game store with card stock and everything like that, to actual game boxes and everything. I'm just super happy, and I can't wait to see what comes out and how it goes for you the rest of this year. Everyone, thank you so much for being here, either lurking, chatting, everything like that. Please, again, just check out Absurdist Productions. I pinned the comment. I hope that you had a great time, and we'll see you around the Twitterverse. All right, well, anyways, thank you again so much, David.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Great, best of luck to the company and all the endeavors to come out. Thank you again so much, everyone.